Hey, what's going on? This is Brian with the Fantasy Boom YouTube channel. Daniel usually does these videos. I'm up to bat today. Gonna give him a little bit of a break and gonna change the format of this video as well. So if you enjoyed the new format, definitely please give us a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing if you are a newcomer. We're gonna talk about PrizePicks. PrizePicks is an over versus under fantasy point format. So you can either pick 4 players, 3 players, or 2 players, and are they going to go over or under their projected DraftKings projection? If you want to give PrizePicks a shot, in the pinned comment of this video, click the link. It's going to take you there directly. Use our code, and you're going to get a free opportunity at $25 with a 2-player pick. Can't beat that with a bat. So if you're not new to the channel, thank you for swinging by once again. Let's get into today's slate for October 18. So we do this with a star system. We got 3-star plays, 2-star plays, and 1-star plays. I'm going to start with the 3. That way if you decide to log off, at least you got our good plays. But I hope you'll watch all the way through. So Damian Lillard is the first 3-star player pick for me today. He's projected at 46.2. Now for NBA, I do my own projections, and we do use that through the NBA season. But keep in mind, I have to use a lot of last season's stats because there's no details for this season. There's no data. But I do have him projected at 53.2. Last year, he averaged 51.1 versus the Lakers in 2 games, 47 at home. And I have him projected to score 32 real points tonight. He had 31. He averaged 31 versus the Lakers. So we're definitely like in the same ballpark there. In a way, because Lillard tends to get cooking on the road. He averaged 55 away versus them. So last season as a whole, 44.9. So that's over today's number. I think this dude is a lock to go over 46.2. Now keep in mind, these numbers do fluctuate throughout the day. So keep in mind, it says 46.2 right now. Make sure when you make your picks that if it's changed, be cognizant of that. Now here's an interesting stat. I get that LeBron's a Laker now. But the Lakers have lost 15 straight versus Portland, and LeBron has lost 5 straight versus Portland. I grew up in Southern California as a Clipper fan, and I always remember the Clippers and Lakers always really struggled with Portland ever since I was a teenager in the 90s. I've got him as a over and a 3-star. Another 3-star on the over is his backcourt mate, CJ McCollum. They've got him projected 33.5. I've got him at 38.8. He averaged 35.8 versus the Lakers last season in 3 games, 35.5 at home, 36.8 away. So both of those numbers are under what I've got him projected at. But I still feel really, really good about him going over 33.5. On the season, he averaged 34.5, which is over the projection. And I just think him and Lillard really go off tonight. They really don't have a whole lot of other guys that are going to put up numbers, let's face it. So I like McCollum to go over 3-star. LeBron James. Now there's 2 types of basketball fans right now. The ones who think the Lakers are going to be really good and the ones who think they're going to be really bad. I'm one of the ones who think they're not going to be that good. I think they're going to be bad this season. I don't think they're going to go into the Western Conference Finals. I would be surprised if wouldn't be surprised if they're not battling for the last spot in the playoffs. Reason I say that is LeBron does not look engaged to me this season. He doesn't have that focus he had going into Miami, going into Cleveland every season. He just looks like he's out there fucking around. I just don't see it in LeBron. And growing up in Southern California, there are a lot of really good Laker fans out there, but there's a lot of really delirious ones. And these guys on ESPN and these podcasts, there's a lot of Laker fans, and they will say some asinine shit, talking about next year they're getting Davis and Chris Paul, and they'll put that together this lineup that doesn't even fit under the cap. So there's a lot of bandwagoning for the Lakers. I'm under the mindset. I'm just want to make it very clear. I do not think they're going to be that good. With LeBron though, I don't know what to expect from him. I don't expect from the Lakers. None of us really do at this point. But I got to go with my gut here that he's an overplay at 3 stars. Now, they've got him projected at 50.8. I've got him at 50.7, so we're really, really accurate. Last season, he averaged 61.3 versus Portland in 2 games. That was 52.5 at home and 68.5 away. So he killed them in Portland. He averages 57 in his career versus the Blazers and 58.4 last season. So I think LeBron's a lock. I don't think the Lakers are that good. They're going to be that good. But opening game and national television, how can you not go against LeBron? Or how can you go against LeBron? Another 3-star over I got is Bobby Portis. He's projected at 27.4. I've got him at 29.9. Here's the crazy shit. Averaged 44.3 versus the Sixers last season in 3 games in just 27 minutes. I think he's going to play 26, 27 minutes tonight. Maybe even a little bit more. In 28 minutes, this fool averaged 44 DraftKings points versus the Sixers in 2 games last season. And then in the away game, 46.8. Overall, he averaged 26.3 last season, and he was on the bench a lot. So I have to believe this dude smashes 27.4. Brandon Ingram, I wanted to give this guy a 2-star, but my partner Daniel said LeBron is looking for this guy. He's trying to get him motivated, trying to get him hungry. This dude is a lock. So we're going to make him a 3-star rating as well. They've got him projected at 29.6. I project him at 34.9. That's based off last year's numbers, no LeBron. He did play Portland once last season, had 25.8. Now keep in mind he had 2 points and 2 rebounds below his season average. Ingram does not hit threes on the road too. Not that he hits them a lot at home, but there's no way he's going to get those points in Portland. So even if you add the 2 points, 2 rebounds, that puts him 30.8, 31. It's barely over, and that's why I didn't want to make him a 3-star pick. But Daniel is convinced, and he has convinced me that LeBron is going to get this guy there. I've been saying that I really think one of the Lakers' young stars are going to really hurt from LeBron being there. I initially thought it was going to be Ingram. I think it actually might be Kuzma, but we'll see how as the season goes. Otto Porter 3-star under. Believe it or not, Otto Porter is one of my favorite players. 29.7 he's projected at. I got him at 29.5, so right in that ballpark. Here's the deal. Averaged 25 versus Miami last season in 4 games. So there's no little sample size. 4 games he was under this number. Averaged 24 at home. Averaged 27 away. Otto Porter, as much as I like him, and he's a good shooter, he doesn't have a whole crap load of upside. And he averaged 30.1 last season. So he's right in that ballpark, but, based on his season number. But versus Miami, he's just not that good. So he's under 3-star for me. Brad Beal. His partner, one of his teammates, my other 3-star player on the over. They've got him projected 37.6. I got him at 39.1. He averaged almost 40 fantasy points in 4 games versus Miami last season. 49.5 at home and 30 away. So he was a lot better at home. And over the season, he averaged 38 fantasy points and averaged 40 at home. So I just think this is a really good game for Brad Beal. And because I don't think Wall's going to be that as good tonight as people think, I think Beal's going to be the guy. Especially since I obviously said I don't believe Porter's going to have that great a game. So here's the 2-star plays. Ben Simmons. If you watched opening night, Ben Simmons stumbled into a lot of steals and rebounds that I don't think he was in position for. The game was so sloppy that the ball just kept bouncing toward him. So he actually had a really good fantasy game. But I think the Sixers are still trying to figure things out with Fultz and Redick, that whole rotation changing. I think they didn't look themselves that night. I don't think the Sixers looked very good. And you may disagree. I think Simmons just lucked into a lot of those fantasy points. They've got him projected at 46. I've got him at 43.9. At the very bottom here, you're going to see games decided on average of 4 points last season versus the Bulls. They're projected to beat them by 11 today. So I think the guys, the big Sixers stars play less minutes tonight. I really do. They are missing a couple guys. So I don't think, I personally, you may love Ben Simmons tonight. I don't. But he did average 62.4 versus Chicago last season in 3 games. So maybe you're saying, hey, Brian, that's the reason we love him. But he had 12 points, 12 assists. He averaged 12 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks in those games. So if you feel like Simmons is going to luck into another 12 boards and dish out 12 assists in a game that's probably going to be decided by a larger spread than in the past, then knock yourself out. But, the proof's in the pudding, 66.8 in that one game at home and 60.3 away. So he does have their number, playing 39 and 35 minutes respectfully. I don't even think he gets to 35 minutes this game. So you may totally disagree with me on this one, but I am going Ben Simmons under. I'm actually not even playing him tonight. He does perform 5 fantasy points better at home. I'm just not feeling it on him tonight. I don't know. John Wall, I've got him under as a 2-star. He's projected 45.3. My projection is 43. Here's the deal. He averaged 35.4 versus Miami last season in 2 games. In the home game, he had 23.3. That included 5 points, 25% from the field. Now, I expect him to play better than that. I really do. But the game where he scored 47.5 away, it was a pretty exceptional game. And he was still right at that number. And on the season last year, he'd even averaged 45. He averaged 44.6. He is 5 fantasy points better at home, so that's the one thing he's got going for him. But because I think Brad Beal's matchup is so freaking juicy, I'm going with John Wall on the under. If you feel like John Wall's going to assist on some Brad Beal jumpers, then, knock yourself out. H.Whiteside, I've got him under. This is a 2-star, and I don't know what to expect from Whiteside, folks. He played, I want to say, like 36, 37 minutes last night. I know I put 26 down there. That's not what I meant to put. But he had 41 fantasy points last night. So I think he played 36. I think it was a typo on my part there. Whiteside's minutes are going to fluctuate this season, folks. Bam Adebayo played like 9 minutes. They're not going to play him 9 minutes every game. That's the guy they want to replace Whiteside when they find someone dumb enough to take him off their hands. So he's projected 36.9. I got him at 34.4. He averaged 36.3 versus Washington last season, 34 at home, 33 away. So they are away. They are in Washington. I think these numbers are more realistic. Gosh, this is another typo on my part. I'm sorry. He averaged 44 at home. It was one game, so it's not 34 at home versus the Wizards. He had 44 at home. He had... I'm sorry, folks. He had 24 points, not 24 minutes, and 21 rebounds. I'm a little tired today. Sorry about that. So if you think he's going to get 24 points and 21 boards versus these guys, and Dwight Howard, I think, is going to play, I'm not feeling it, folks. 33. Away, he had 20 in 26 minutes. He had 15 points and 11 boards. I think that's more realistic for him. So that is under 36.9. So that's what I'm going with. I know he had 41.5 last night. Played a lot of minutes. I don't see him playing those kind of minutes again. And typically, Whiteside's a lot better on the road. So, the potential was there, but I've got him under. Markelle Fultz, they project him at 26.3. If you watch that game, that dude looks lost out there. I mean, he looked better than last season, but he has no confidence. I don't think they know what to do with him yet. They're gonna give him minutes, but if you paid attention, Fultz is gonna start the game. Redick is gonna start the second half. Fultz only played 4 minutes in the second half on opening night. So in my projection, I do have him at 28.8 based on last season's numbers. That's if you believe he's gonna score 11 points, get 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. He did that once last season. That was the game against Milwaukee, the blowout where he had the triple-double. So I'm fairly confident. I would say Fultz is a 3-star under. The only reason I've got him as a 2-star, where I may play him in a lineup on the under, is just because you don't really know what to expect yet. There's a lot of unknown out there for the Sixers and Fultz. He does play a lot better at home, though. In the 16.5 fantasy points he averaged last season, he averaged almost 21 at home. But that's still not up. That's just not getting him to that 26. So I feel good about the under, but there is some unknown with the Sixers. Kris Dunn, we're going to get into the 1-stars right now. I like Kris Dunn. I liked him coming in the NBA, and then he was awful. And I thought he was going to be out of the league. And then he ended up playing pretty good. So they got him projected 31. Now, I do have him projected at 35.7. But he averaged 29.8 versus Philly last year in 2 home games. which is under that 31. They were competitive games, and he still wasn't really getting there. And because I think this game is going to be a little bit more of a blowout, oh, you never know because, like I said, Sixers are figuring it out. But I think the Sixers will win a little more handedly. So I've actually got Dunn on the under. But he's a 1-star just because his projection and what he's capable of, it's right there. It's on the cusp of that 31. You see he averaged 31.8 last season. It's very close. Joel Embiid, I got him under as a 1-star. And the reason I say that is because I don't know what he's going to do. They got him projected at 50. I've got him projected at 50. He averaged 53 versus the Bulls last season. But the one game he had at home, he had 35.8 fantasy points and only 5 rebounds. On opening night, he was not aggressive getting those rebounds. So is that going to continue? He had 73 away, but that was 30 points, 14 boards, 14 blocks. Do you really think he's going to get up there? Maybe you do. So I don't. So I've got Embiid under, even though I do like him quite a bit. He averaged 45.9 last season over the course of the season. So that's under the 53. I'm going under with Embiid, folks. Probably won't even play him, though, because he very easily could go over that. Goran Dragic. Goran Dragic is great on the road. I know it says 3 fantasy points better, but he's a lot better on the road. He had a really good game last night. And at first I said 29, he's going to kill 29. I had him projected at 34.6. So I said, yeah, I'm definitely going with this guy. Then I started looking at the stats, the stat-by-stat projections, and I don't really like how he matches up against the Wizards. In 4 games last season, again, this is not a sample size, 4 games, 26.8, so he's under that number. 27.8 at home, 29.5 away. So again, he's a lot better away typically, and is just flirting with that number. And averaged 31 fantasy points last season. It's too close. It's way too close for me to call it. So I've got Goran Dragic under, but it's a 1-star play. Zach LaVine's a 1-star play for me too. They got him projected 32.8. I've got him at 32.1. He averaged 34.5. I shouldn't say average. He only played in 1 game last season versus Philly, and he had 34.5 over the season, 28.4, and he's better on the road. So even if you add 6 of that 28.4, he's up at the 32 when he's projected at 33. I'm not messing with Lavine tonight. So that's it for the picks today, folks. Again, you want to give PrizePicks a chance, check the pinned comment of this video. Add our code, enter our code, get signed up today. And again, please subscribe if you're a first timer. Thanks for swinging by. Peace.